Let's not beat around the bush. The old Nissan Juke was a bit rubbish. It looked like Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars. It was plasticky and really cramped in the back, but thousands and thousands of people loved it and bought it because it looked different. Luckily, the new Juke doesn't just look different, it looks quite nice. It's a bit bigger as well. So in this video, we're going to find out if it's a car that you actually want to own and if you can fit in the back, even if you're more Chewbacca than Princess Leia. So let's find out before Disney sues us. Now, despite its foibles, the original Nissan Juke was a trendsetter. It gave us small SUVs before they became as popular as taking selfies in the gym, like cameraman Ollie does every weekend. And this new Juke has serious competition, such as the Peugeot 2008, the Toyota Yaris Cross, the Ford Puma, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. There are lots of small SUVs on sale. And the Juke still sets itself apart through the medium of looking weird. It's got these kind of ray gun effect LED headlights, and the whole face looks a bit like the Mandalorian or Iron Man, depending on who I want to get sued by in this clip. Inside, the Juke is much more of a mixed bag. The perceived material quality is better than in the previous generation, but look, you've got this faux leather dashboard and then really hard plastic. It's like going from Waitrose to Greggs, back into Waitrose, then back to Greggs again. It's just all over the place. This is really plasticky too. And even the steering wheel does feel a little bit cheap, which is a shame. Now, the storage is good. I've got big door bins that can take me a big bottle of water, and I've got cup holders down here, storage space under here, and a glove box that is really actually quite impressive. The infotainment though is another bit of a letdown. It's big enough at 8 inches, but it looks pretty dated. The graphics aren't very good. It's slow to respond, and the actual image feels like it's about a centimetre behind the plastic that you touch, so it just feels a little bit Fisher Price, which is a shame. Positives though, you've got physical climate controls and you can plug in to use Apple CarPlay, which I've been doing because it's just that bad to use Nissan's own software. One final whinge about the infotainment is how much glare you get off this screen. Even in modest sunshine on this, which is a November day, it can be quite hard to see. It's like no one drove this car somewhere sunny. This generation of the Nissan Juke is actually 10 centimeters longer than the old version, which means there should be more room in the back for adults. Let's see, the doors don't open all that wide, and you know what? I'm sort of okay. I've hit my head on that already though, and it's got a plastic grab handle just at scalp height. No knee room, but that's soft. I've got a bit of room under the feet for my seats, but my shins are catching the seat. I've got the USB socket down here. The middle seat is quite narrow and there's a bit of hump in the floor. So it's better than the old Juke, but not much. And this is all plasticky. And when I shut the door, the window is quite high, so it feels a bit claustrophobic. On paper, the Nissan Juke's got a decent amount of boot space. 422 litres is more than the Seat Arona and Toyota CHR, but in practice, it doesn't look like that much because you've got this adjustable boot floor. And if you want no load lip and actually have a nice boot space, you've got barely any room. You need to put this down there to get access to all 422 litres, and then you've got a massive drop and it's not quite a nice space. It's okay. It hasn't got any clever hooks or features like that, other than a few little things here, but yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown. Like me. To drive, the new Nissan Juke feels a lot better than the old one. It feels more connected to the road, and I just feel more cocooned inside it, frankly. Now, underneath it is the same as the latest Renault Clio, which is a car I quite like, but this feels a bit firmer over bumps. This is on 17-inch wheels, this mid-spec N connector version. The top-spec Tekno with its 19-inch wheels, I know from experience, is a little bit too firm for me around town. Now, in terms of engines, the basic choice is this 1 litre with 114 horsepower, all as a hybrid with a bit more power that's just come out. I like this. It kind of goes well enough. It's got a bit of turbo lag, so you put your foot down, it does nothing, 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 and then goes quite quickly, but the manual gearbox is nice and light. You can get this 1 litre engine with a 7-speed dual clutch. That's okay. It can be a bit jerky and dim-witted at times. Otherwise, there's quite a lot to like about this. There's a good level of standard kit on it as well. You get things like cruise control, automatic headlights and wipers as standard, and you also get automatic emergency braking, which can detect pedestrians and cyclists as well as cars. So yeah, all round it's pretty good. My biggest criticism, it's quite hard to see out of the back. Definitely prioritises style over function. But anyway, let's do a conclusion. Perhaps next to this lovely bit of water. overall, this version of the Nissan Juke is a much better car than before. It's more comfortable and it's more efficient. It's just a bit more likeable and a bit more livable. However, there are still some caveats. The infotainment system is dated and glary, don't really like that. And a bit like Elvis, most of its problems stem from its back end. The boot is still not that practical, the rear seats are a bit cramped and it's hard to see out the back when you're driving. But if you want to stand out from the crowd and want something a bit different and a bit more jukey, then you should probably go and buy a Juke. That's what they say. You've made it to the end. Well done. I nearly didn't. That last scene took about 6 hours to shoot and I threw myself in the dike at one point. But anyway, thank you for watching. If this video has been helpful, please hit the cartoon thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe to the Motorsport channel because we've got plenty more car reviews coming soon. Go down to the comments and tell us if you'd buy one.